Eat some pasta.
DIY with pasta.
Or make a wreath.
Make a
All right,
wreath.
so what do we do first?
Okay, so the base of these are the actual wreath forms. You can get these at the craft supply store.
Okay.
These are styrofoam based, so when you are working with these, and I do recommend, I like these green ones, not the ones that are like or smooth at least.
Okay.
Not the ones that are like the little rough ones.
Okay.
This is gonna be easier to work with. Use a low temp hot glue gun because you want the dual temp ones, and because what that is going to do is it's not going to melt your
styrofoam. Sure.
Okay, so we have those here,
Okay.
and then the ever important pasta. So we
all
have
different shapes and sizes too. Which is
I
so
will
cool.
tell you, when you start really looking, there's so many different shapes of pasta. So I really wanted to go with like a summery seashell type of thing. So you can see I have my smaller shells here, I have my bigger shells here. This one specifically, it's not a gnocchi, but it's called gnocchi because it kind of looks like the regular gnocchi shape. And these are the orecchiette. So these
It
are
is
the ones,
really wild when you look at pasta just how much they really do look like real shells.
They really do, and they are actually extremely exquisite, especially in this process of when we paint them, but they become so beautiful. And then you can eat the leftovers if you don't put them on.
Not the stuff that you paint,
Not the stuff you put on. Okay, so the way you go about starting this is just with your hot glue and your pasta. So what you could do, ultimately, I'm gonna grab some of the bigger shells, and you wanna figure out sort of the way you design it. So what I'm gonna do for this one, I'm gonna spread out the bigger shells, and then I'm gonna go in and fill. So I'll show you. You can maybe do it, you can move them around, but I'm gonna just apply this. You could do this.
I already went wrong.
No, you could do that. You could do either one.
Okay.
But if you do that, do this. But I do have a tip when you're doing the orecchiette, the ones that look like shells. I just did a bunch of the hot glue on the wreath, and then I would go in and do this.
Oh, I see, because the little
and then you can layer them up like that. And you would just continue to go. And so what you would do is you continue to go back and forth with all of this. And I want to show you, if you actually look over here, in terms of design, this one, I spread them kind of all around. I would do some of the orecchiette, and then I would do the shells, and then the orecchiette, and then the shells. And you can mix it up. So for instance, this one has the bigger shells all over it. And it's just up to you. And you could make them look at however way you want.
So you actually put them on and place them before you paint them. And I like that you've done
that way and upside down.
Yes, you could do any way you want. And like you mentioned, after you have all of this, then you paint them. So Deb, you see, I have a bunch of spray paints by you. I did find that spray painting the whole thing was the best, fastest, and easiest way to get everything covered evenly. But when you do one layer of the spray paint, it could potentially look flat. So what I did find, you can see I have this here, I did an extra layer of gold. I dusted it basically with gold spray paint. So what you do is you take your gold spray paint and you dust it high like this, press the spray paint, and it'll just kind of dust all over it. And that gives it great depth, dimension, and a lot of richness to it as well.
Very expensive. I love that.
It's reach.
And then you go back and you add your little details, like this beautiful flower you made.
Isn't this pretty? So you can see I have my little flower on here. So this is where, Deb, if you want to grab some of the shells, this is where I did pre-spray paint. So I have these, and all you do is just some hot glue, and you can create whatever shapes you want. So for instance, I would go in and hot glue all of these like that, and you could go in and use like another shell, and you could do that, and that's it for however you want to do that in particular. And I will say, like, this is where you can also get creative and get some just like different colors of paint.
I mean, some paint.
Yeah, and you could go in and you could do like, you know, like little details like that, and that just makes it extra fun once it's all glued together. You could do things like that. And truthfully, this is something that kids could really do and get excited about. If you wanted to instead not spray paint the entire thing, you could have them just hand paint everything too. And you just hang it on your wall.
And Maria, you could do this for the holidays. You could make these red and green.
Oh, you absolutely could.
You could spray paint them with some.
Oh my gosh, look how cute!
The white flocking.
Yes,
right?
and you know, and if you do want to seal these, Deb, you could do a spray of polyurethane, and then you're good.
So beautiful, Maria. I really love these.
They're so cute.
Oh my goodness, you've done it again, Maria.
I try.
You really have. You've made your people proud. Visit HallmarkChannel.com for the full instructions on these beautiful wreaths, and make sure to watch Rome in Love this Saturday at 9, 8 Central right here on Hallmark Channel. Now.